Hey, so I am the only one that showed up for the Zoom meeting today, which is okay because I'm going to take this opportunity to learn and grow and teach myself. And it's something that I have been really working on over the last couple of weeks is being motivated to do something even when nobody shows up, being motivated to do something even if it's just for practice, even if it's just to learn more about things that I need to learn more about. And so if you don't know me, my name is Brittany Renee Thompson, and I have been speaking for 20 years, honestly. But it's been over the last 2 years that I've really stepped into this speaking world where it's become a profession where I'm getting paid to speak. I grew up in a background where I grew up in a church background, ministry background, full-time ministry, and I also spent most of my adult life working for a Christian nonprofit organization, and I was the trainer for that organization, and I also was the women's director at our church. So I have done a lot of speaking to a lot of people on a lot of stages over the years, but this is my first opportunity to step out on my own and really build a speaking business, which is something that I have just been hungry to learn more from other speakers and to learn how to do the things that I don't know how to do. Like, people would come to the organization that I worked for and ask for speakers. And so this is the first time I'm really finding speaking gigs on my own. And it's been this really interesting thing because I really have no idea what I'm doing. But I would love to share with you the things that I've learned about this because I've been doing a lot of work in this area. One book that I would suggest if you are a speaker or aspiring to be a speaker or already like on the stage, already booking speaking gigs, is there's a new book that just came out like a month ago, and it's amazing. It's called The Successful Speaker. It's by Grant Baldwin, and it has helped me so much. I've been a huge avid fan of Grant Baldwin ever since I decided I wanted to be a professional speaker. But he has a really, really simple process for how to book speaking gigs and get paid for it. And so I've been in the process of doing that. Obviously, one of the biggest things that has happened over the last um, couple of months is that events are being canceled, and I had 8 speaking engagements on my calendar, and all of them got canceled or postponed, which is fine. I understand that you can't have an event without people, and there are no people that are going to events right now. But that was kind of discouraging for me, which is one of the reasons why I ended up joining KBB when I did, is like I had this like panic moment for me. I don't know if you had that, where it's like, okay, people aren't going to events anymore. Like, that avenue of building a speaking business has kind of gone away at this point. So I have to do something else. And so KBB was like that, like last ditch effort to make a living from teaching people things and learning how to do that online and learning how to do it in a mastermind. And so I started doing that, and then I started realizing I had a reset moment last week. And I don't know if you've ever had these moments in your life where it's just like, okay, there's way too much going on. There's way too much on the table right now. I need to remove some things and focus on the things that are really important to me. And as I did that last week, I realized the things that are really important to me are to share my message with people that need to hear it, are to fix the the issues that I can fix for people. You know, that's why I became a speaker, is because I wanted to solve a problem for people that I've personally overcome in my own life. And I think as a Christian speaker, one of the biggest hurdles that I've had to overcome when it comes to being paid for speaking is that ministry mindset. And we talked a little bit about that last week, Christine and I did. But I think it's something that as Christian speakers, we are kind of expected to speak for free, or to speak for an honorarium, or to speak for whatever. And I totally get that. And I totally understand. Like, I still have those things on my calendar where I'm going in and I'm speaking to a group of women at a women's retreat, or I'm doing these things that are not making an income for myself, but are in line with what my goal is and what I like to do. It's in line with my integrity and with my character to still do those things. I come from a really small missions church in Utah, and a Christian Bible church in Utah, where we couldn't even hardly pay the pastor. So to have a woman come in and lead a women's retreat and pay her for it was just outside of the scope of what was possible. And I'm starting to realize as a speaker that in order to get booked, in order to get paid, I have to have a system to make that happen, where I can reach people and they'll reach back out to me and just make those connections. So a couple things I'm working on right now in this 2 specific questions is how am I finding speaking gigs in this current speaking climate? The exact same way, which is crazy because it doesn't seem like that should be the case. But for me, I found that actually people are much better at responding to emails now than they used to be. And so I'm sending out cold emails to people, or emails out to people that I have connections with, or have somebody that I'm connected with that has them in their network, and just reaching out to them and saying, hey, I see you this event that you have coming up and I'd love to be a part of it. Let's talk. Just really simple. And then the other thing that I'm doing is just making time to search for online events. There's a lot of events that are popping up that weren't there before. And I think that that's really, really good practice for me at this point. Like, I would love to get paid for some of those virtual events that are happening. But really the most important thing is to be able to share my message with people that need to hear it. So reaching out to virtual summits that are coming up, where you see that it says the lineup of speakers is still coming. And then probably the biggest thing in my speaking business right now that I am struggling with, or that's like a roadblock for me, is figuring out what I should charge. And I know that this is not like it's not a thing that most professional speakers struggle with a lot of the time, but I think because we're Christian speakers, and I am specifically speaking on a Christian subject, I have a hard time putting a value on it, because it's a topic that I would speak on for free. Like, so that's one of the things that I'm struggling with, but also something that I'm learning to overcome as I really narrow down my niche and really figure out, like, what is the biggest problem I solve? What's the biggest pain point that the people that need to hear my message have? I specifically speak on overcoming things in our lives, or overcoming mind roadblocks, or overcoming something that has stopped you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And I think all of us have that. And I think for me, being able to say, I can help you accomplish the things that you've always wanted to accomplish but haven't yet, that's a big thing. And so as I'm narrowing down my message and figuring out the people that need to hear it and the people that have the problem that I need to solve, I'm learning really what that means to, like, it is valuable information and I need to be charging what it's worth. So I'm going to stop rambling, because you probably don't want to hear me talk about this all day. But I just thought, as I had this time set aside, that I would take the opportunity to talk through a couple of the things that I threw out there, and give you this awesome resource. If you are a Christian speaker, if you're a speaker in general, and for me, I had this imposter syndrome thing come up, where it's like, well, I'm not an expert on this subject. I've never overcome a life-threatening disease. I've never been to the moon. I've never been the president of the United States. I've never done any of, like, all of these things that set up somebody as an expert in their field, or that I viewed as setting them up as an expert in their field. I was having a really hard time overcoming that, feeling like an imposter, until I realized, like, I don't have to have that. And this book actually really, really, really helped me with that. So if you're struggling with that, I would recommend getting this book for you, for yourself. It's an amazing tool. He walks you step by step through the process of what it takes to be a professional speaker, of what it means to set up a speaker pipeline, of what it means to choose a subject that people will actually pay you to speak in that subject and in that arena, how to choose your specific industry that you're going to speak in, like not speaking in 5 different industries, but choosing an industry and making your topic and your expertise a specialty so that somebody wants you and people start looking for you. I'm just in the 3rd chapter right now, but it's added so much value to my life and given me a really like vision and focus, laser focus that I didn't have before that. So just want to recommend that to you, and I'm going to stop talking, and hopefully I'll see some of you on in a couple of weeks. I would love the opportunity to speak into each other's lives and speak truth over things and problem solve and just have a time of real connection with other like-minded people. And I know that that's why we wanted this group to be put together in the first place. So I'm looking forward to that and connecting with you in the future. And hopefully we will be able to do that in 2 weeks from today, Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is the time I'm in. That would be 3 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. So be on next time, and I look forward to talking to you. Bye.